Dam ba lam bam bam.
Nah, I can't do the live today, Samuel. I
Oh,
don't feel like it. I
but
don't like this.
you're already on the live though, so you've already failed at your
Whatever.
non-inclination.
You always say the countdown and then the push the button, and you didn't say that. So don't try to fool me. I know we're not on the live. It's fine. Hi, everybody.
Hello, one and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I look any different, Samuel, than I did earlier today? Judge 1981 puts in $2 already. Ready and waiting for the epic greatness.
Thank you very, very much. Well, your hair has that I had a shower, it's wet vibe because you put gel or just washed. Did you finally wash?
Got a goddamn haircut.
Did you wash for the first time in this month? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That
Yes.
okay.
I got a new haircut between when I filmed earlier with you. Because by doing the math, by the time Birmingham rolls around, it'll be at the perfect length for styling.
Yep.
So
you got to think
just
about
getting
it.
a little bit on the long side, just as it was for London Comic-Con. So.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, I've said to get your haircut a few times in the past, and you're like, no, I just washed it and then it's wet. You're like, oh, okay. So I wasn't being tricked out. I was taking the gentle road there by not agreeing. But this one time, I should have said the obvious. Although it's funny, that means that for the next week you're going to be having a haircut, but in reality you're not. So there's going to be a fun discontinuity. You discontinued it, man. You know.
Maybe there's 2 Captain Foleys. You'll never know.
So you're saying I should edit them so that you, in between videos, you change haircuts. That'd be kind of fun. I'm not putting that work in. That's not worth anyone's time.
Fat Produce puts in $2. Michael Burnham checking her Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, it looks like exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, she's not a young actress anymore. She's a nice mum classic age, but in that style with that phone looking thing, she looks like she could be 18 easily. Just very
And she looks yummy in that picture. I gotta say, she looks really good. So.
Yeah, the makeup is just a good makeup. And Stuart, we released 2 videos today, and you released one yourself.
That's 3.
It is 3.
All in one day.
This is 4.
And alive. Holy shit, guys! You guys are spoiled.
Yeah, seriously. We released one called Data's Back as a Dream, and then also Galaxy Class Hologram. So do go watch those.
And I released one called Denise Crosby at London Comic-Con.
All of which
channel at London Comic-Con.
All of which are quite self-explanatory. I feel like none take much imagination to understand. I look forward to watching your panel. I'm sure you'll get way more views than any of the panels I ever made or released because you're you.
I seriously doubt that, but I would like your input on it to, how it went and whatnot. I want to get your vibe from that. So.
Thank you, appreciate that. So yeah, welcome to the fun of the Discovery Season 3, and this is an interesting live because we did the version yesterday for Picard, and we got 450 people watching. On Sunday, I did my general one for both, so it'll be interesting to see how many people join for this one. If we'll be able to gauge the metric of the 2 shows a little bit. I'm intrigued to see who joins us, how many joins us, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering that myself earlier today, going, it'd be interesting to see the numbers.
Mm-hmm. And the response, because this is a whole different ball game. I think it's fair to say.
Yes, it is.
And half as long trailer, so I can't imagine we're going to be able to stretch this for. If we're doing great, we'll talk longer and we can answer questions. But
I'm estimating an hour 30. Hopefully not over 2 hours. But you never know. We talk a lot.
Yeah, but it's literally half as long. And it's definitely.
We're not talking about what's in your pants right now, Samuel. You don't have to admit that it's half as long as mine. It's fine.
Half as long as the Discovery cells. But some people just don't want it. They're too big. I'm happy with a nice big thick Enterprise E. I don't need a Discovery.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm gonna share this.
Do that.
Yeah.
Because this went off the rails. Not because of me. It's Clivoid puts in $5. I guess
Thank
our Canadian brothers are allowed to compliment ladies still. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. But yes, of course we can compliment ladies.
Yeah, compliment men, ladies, animals, you know.
Yeah.
Well, right. See you in a minute.
Right. All right, guys, you know the drill. This is where when he's not around, I can be bossy and I can say, you know what, guys, you got to super chat. If you don't super chat, I'm going to find you. I'm going to break your fingers. Starting with the pinky on your left hand and working my way up until you click that mouse to do a super chat. Then once I break those fingers, then you can't really do it. So I'm just kidding. You know, I'm not that kind of guy. Just super chats are great. They help out the channel. I got to make this more interesting every time, so I got to kind of find funny, kind of cool ways to do it. So if you want to support the channel and help us out and get your voice heard, your question answered, blah, 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 you know the drill. Super chats are great, and they really help us out. So does Patreon. So does PayPal. All the information for the PayPal is down the link below. If you do want to send us PayPal, please make sure, or if you do send us one, make sure you tell the moderators so that they can tell us so that we can go and check it and then read your comment or question from there. So Clivoid says, I'm totally sold on Discovery now. Why? But yeah, supporting us is something that would be awesome. Thank you if you can, and really appreciate anything you guys do. Super chats, everything is great. Plus, there's a lot of links down below that help you guys out as well. You can get cool Trekyards stuff should you be interested in some Trekyards gear. We've also got the Eagle Moss links and things like that down below with the discount code Trekyards. You can save yourself some money if you want to get some cool Eagle Moss stuff. So DGR Blue 4 is here. He puts in $2 and says, Yummy is right. Oh, yeah, indeed. Not much of a Michael Burnham fan. She kind of usually looks kind of to me. But damn, there she is. Yeah. Yeah. Fat Produce, though, puts in $5. If they make the Andorians the baddies based on this trailer, I'll be pissed. Go, go, Gadget Blue Crew. Dun, 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 dun. Go, go, Power Rangers. Oh, that was Go, go, Power Rangers. I got the wrong thing. All my STO characters are blue aliens. I also have a blue female officer on my Star Trek bridge crew thing. So on my Star Trek bridge crew, the crew thing that's on the bridge.
Oh yeah, you copy all the super chats. Awesome, thanks guys.
I've already read them all except for the last one. Judge 1981 puts in $2. I hate my pinky, but take my money. Thank you, Judge 1981. I appreciate that. You missed the whole part where when you leave, I get all mean and vicious and threaten to go and find them and hunt them down if they don't super chat. So
nice. Has to be done.
Yeah, I promise to break their fingers, starting with the pinky.
Okay. I mean, no one needs pinkies.
Oh, really?
1 million super chats.
$1 million.
Those are good movies. At least the first two.
Yes.
Third one, not so much.
Yes.
Did not really need to get made.
What are we doing today?
So, Stuart.
Yes.
We've obviously talked a lot, and we've yet to film a single sub video on Discovery yet. We've filmed quite a few on Picard. I think we've worked our asses off producing content. Arses. But yes. Let's talk Discovery as well. I talked about it briefly on Sunday. I guess for half an hour, so people do know my thoughts, but I would love to hear your thoughts then. And I don't think we've been talked about it specifically actually yet. So what did you think of the Discovery Season 3 first trailer?
It's about damn time. That's what I think. Seems to tell a cohesive story of exactly what's going to happen this season. Just the timeline they have in the trailer, we'll talk about it, but from Burnham to being by herself to Discovery rescuing her to finding the Federation in whatever state it's in, we're not sure, and seeing familiar aliens, which is great. I don't know the situation with them, with the Andorians and the Cardassians and all that, what's going on there, but yeah, and then I guess Burnham saves the Federation or something at the end, and then yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks interesting. although it looks kind of bleak, to be honest. It doesn't look like there's going to be too much flashiness. There was not a lot of flashiness in the trailer. It seemed pretty dull and boring. Like she's in a shuttlecraft. She's in walking on a beach. She's in an office with a guy. It just seems kind of blah. I don't know. There was nothing really that stood out to me in this one.
I think instantly my brain says, based on this trailer, that they lowered the budget for Discovery drastically. I mean, you look at season 2 trailer, and they've got these really big epic CGI fests. They've got these epic music. It's all about action adventure. Vroom, 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 vroom. And this one, it's all people in rooms. You know, and you know, we like thoughtful over spectacle. And Discovery season 2 of season 2 trailer looked really, really good. Got us excited, but a lot of stuff was from the first couple of episodes, which also blew a lot of their budget. And then the showrunners got fired. And the season arc wasn't very good. So it being much smaller, and the fact they're relying a ton on the Iceland situation, which is that Sneaker Martin Green and the actor that plays Book, who's the new male lead, the new future male lead anyway, they filmed about 4 weeks before everyone else in Iceland to get a lot of this exterior stuff done. And that's going to be quite a good chunk of it in terms of the visual. And because Iceland right now, they're having like economic things, and so you can film very cheaply there and get a very interesting environment. So it's a very, very cost-effective way of getting and a lot of bang for the buck. And obviously you've got all the internal sets for Discovery, so they're not going to cost you anything, and smaller cost this year potentially, because all the regulars are still around and not having to do, you know, Shazad and Mary. There's a whole lot of people you're not paying. So I think this season they slashed the budget because they want to put them on Picard and because of fan reaction, and it's a safe option. Make a smaller, smarter show. I'm all for that. And if anything, the post-apocalyptic feel kind of works well with that, because you only need half a set because it's half destroyed. Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, it feels very much like all the funding got diverted to Picard. There's this river, and all of a sudden Picard, and they just put up the dam, a little trickle through to Discovery. Here you go. It's all Picard.
Like a gentle third just got moved.
Yeah,
because I mean, the companies don't have infinite money. You know, to find all this money, it makes sense they would move some stuff, and everyone knows that Picard's going to be the absolute smash hit, and instantly it's amazing how Discovery already is a pale. Okay, we'll watch it, but there's a lot less excitement in the community because it's no longer the only Trek. I mean, think about it. We now have Lower Decks and Picard and Discovery and the animated one and short treks, and you think of what you're excited for most, and Discovery gets further and further down that list. Now, it's great to see footage, but it's more if Voyager, DS9, and Enterprise run at the same time, this would be the Enterprise. It's the I mean, I'll watch it. I mean, but compared to the other two, you know, it'd be that sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Which actually it was, ironically, for me at the time. Battlestar, Stargate, and Enterprise. Stargate, awesome. Battlestar, the quality. Enterprise, it was right.
Yeah.
For season 1 and 2. Not to say I'm not excited. I'm interested. Well, I'm more interested than excited. Because we can review it, we can look at it, but there's no canon to use now. Ironically, there will be no, look at this in the same way. That's what they did them mostly wrong last year. But the potential, I think the best thing they did was the Telosians. That was a nice. I think those were pretty well done.
Yeah.
But that said, seeing the Trill and the Cardassians was certainly my favourite moment. So there's smaller beats, I think, cheaper beats, which they could probably do better this year in terms of fan servicey, clever stuff.
Yeah. We have 3 new super chats. So I'm going to get to those.
Brilliant! Thank you, guys.
Tom and Zeros48 puts in $2 Canadian. Cap, great interview. You and her were awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, she was absolutely a delight. She was a very friendly, warm person. I really had a great time hanging out with her. So thank you. Fat Produce puts in $2. The Star Trek Discovery Season 3. What the fuck do we do now? Yeah, pretty much. Why did we follow Burnham, guys? Because we didn't have to do that. Anyway, Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $1.99. 50 likes already. Sweet. Go again at 100. Hashtag make Fleet Paw Swiftback pay. Wow. Not as catchy as make Jeff pay. But that's okay. It's too wordy. Bleh. Bill Barkley says not long until short treks. 2 days.
Oh, already came out the other day.
It's already out, man. Yeah, Q&A. That's what it's called. Yeah, I heard more information on the Nickelodeon Kids Trek show. I think he's supposed to say I heard more information.
Yes.
Oh. Cool.
Oh wow.
What?
No, just read it. I saw it.
Oh, and on the super chat though, Michael Cathlin puts in £7.99. Just increased my Patreon tier up a level. Love the channel. No finger breaking today. Hey, see, the threats work, man. I'm gonna have a different threat every day now. That's gonna be my new thing.
Wow.
But thank you for increasing your Patreon. That means a lot to us, and so does the super chat. It's awesome. Thank you very much.
Amazing. And just so you guys know, very very soon we're going to be enhancing the Patreon scheme. I've been putting quite a lot of hours into doing extra stuff. I just want to make sure there's enough of a buffer and cool things ready for that. So do expect some stuff very soon. So you're going right at the right time for that. And actually, no, Bill's right. We have another one on the 10th. So it looks like we'll be reviewing one on the 9th and one on the 10th.
Well, the 10th is our anniversary.
It is. I guess on the 11th. Jesus Christ. So in 1 week, we have 2 new trailers, 2 short treks, and anniversary live. That's a lot of legit content to do. And I'm editing like 20 videos.
And just so you know, this Sunday is Thanksgiving here in Canada. Well, actually, it's on Monday, the 14th. So,
well, you rolled that bag quick, didn't you?
Well, no. We're celebrating it on Sunday. We're going to Toronto to Sylvia's uncle's place.
Nice.
But yeah, Thursday or Monday, she's off because it's a holiday. So, just so you're aware, Sunday, Monday, probably out of the picture for anything, guys.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The Discovery is just Andromeda, the Gene Roddenberry show that he had notes of in his journals and such. Like, Dylan Hunt was one of the original names for Kirk, or Hunt was, early drafts, and then they ended up turning that into a TV show. It lasted 5 seasons, 4 of which were intentional, 1 of which was a cluster F where no one was happy with it, but they made it anyway. That wasn't not really anyone's fault. But very similar potential plot. Have you seen Andromeda? Do you have?
Yeah.
All of it?
Almost all of it. I probably missed a few episodes here and there, but yeah.
Did you get Andromeda vibes from this?
Initially, when they first started talking about what it was going to be, yes. This, not really. I didn't think that at all watching this. So, I mean, maybe as we go through it, I'll see more similarities, but I really don't. I think the original premise is definitely that, but I don't know if it's going to have the same kind of vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine they just quote unquote steal that whole cloth. This is the problem with media, is everything's been done in some form. That's why nowadays we pitch something, it's Lost in Space meets Back to the Future. It's this exactly. Meets this. I mean, and you would think just the pitch of going into the future is enough of a pitch. You work out where it is from there. But do keep in mind, guys, that they never intended to jump into the future in season 2. That was a change when Alex Kurtzman took over, and that's why some of the first few episodes, the first runners don't connect with stuff at the end, because they change direction sort of mid-season. Yeah. Which is another reason why season 2 fails in some regards. They just wanted out rather than to make a conclusive reason. Because as we know, there's literally no reason for them to go to the future. It was incredibly contrived. It's like, why couldn't they just go to the future first and then kill Control? And it's like, okay, that's the way to do it. I don't know. I don't
even know why they already destroyed Control. I don't know why they continue to go into the future.
That's what I mean.
That's another story. We have 164 people watching. That's awesome, guys. Everybody hit like. Let's get the likes up to 100. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It's very important. We need everybody that watches to be subscribed, because that was really helpful to us and to you guys. And don't forget the notification icon, because then you get notified when we upload cool videos. As we said, we did 4 today. Well, 3 in this one. And they're pretty good, if I do say so myself. Yeah.
So
Anyway,
let's start the trailer then, and I'll let you swap to premiere. Okay. Oh wait, on the things all change around because of the editing I was doing earlier. Let's do that.
Yeah.
That. Okay, talk us through what's going on.
Yeah, so Burnham apparently, when she went through the wormhole thingy, I think she crashes on a planet, is my vibe, and Discovery is probably nowhere near her. It either came out of the time thing like a year after her, or is somewhere completely different. Because the voiceover here is that she waited a year or whatever. And we see her dusting off after being buried in some like dirt or volcanic ash or something. But conveniently, she's got a kit with her with all the cool stuff: the tricorder, the communicator, phaser, and I don't know what that other thing is. So I don't know where she had that on her because she was wearing the suit. So okay, but that's cool. Yeah, I have a feeling that Discovery just doesn't come out of the time stream. Well, my initial thought was Discovery came out of the time stream somewhere else, and they need to find each other. So they came out at the exact same moment, just at different spots. But now I'm thinking because it's time thing, maybe she came out first because she was leading the way, and Discovery comes out like a year later, which is almost instantly for them, maybe. Although it does seem like there's a build up to them looking for her and then finding her, and because Tilly's gives her quite a massive hug. So it's like she hasn't seen her in a long time, or she's just really happy she's safe. So it could be either one. I don't know how long it's going to take to get Discovery and Burnham back together necessarily. So
They already said in the panel. This, it's funny at San Diego. Picard was on for 50 minutes. Discovery had 7 minutes of the panel and 3 minutes of sort of getting on and off. So it was quite embarrassing in a sense. And they did say specifically, Kurtzman said that yes, they've got to the future, but it's not Terralysium because that was where they were going, and it's not the year they thought they were going either. So it's all a bit messed up. And that Burnham comes out first, and then Discovery comes out a year or so later. So Burnham has to forge her own way, which is certainly interesting. Time suits and all that. I really hope that she can't use a suit anymore, but we know she can because she uses it after the fact to then go back and tell Spock she's okay. Which makes you wonder why she then doesn't let the crew go home, because if the whole point was to stop Control, then if she can get her crew home, the responsibility is to get her crew home back to her own time. There's no reason to keep them there if there's a way of getting back, and there clearly was. Yeah, I'm excited to see how they're going to retcon the end of season 2 to make more sense, because it really is a big gaping hole of lack of sense. But I do like this potential sort of flashback, flash forward mindset, kind of like Arrow. And I didn't like the flashbacks, but in Arrow, the CW show they actually had where you had present day Arrow, Oliver Queen, who comes and does things, and every about a third of episode they flash back to him at the start of the journey, the actual start of the chronological journey. And it elaborates to the audience how he becomes who he is, even though when you see him in the modern part of the show, he is who he is, and you get to understand his journey. And so I'm thinking that we're going to get a very similar vibe where, because they're not going to have 6 episodes without Discovery. I'm not going to see it chronological where it takes 6 episodes to get to the year, and Discovery is out of it for a full year. Otherwise, it would just be the Michael Burnham show, and that's a problem. So I'm assuming we're going to get 2 parallel stories. I like that if you see Michael being very different in the present day stuff and doing maybe dark things and bad things and whatever because of what happened in her year alone, and then you keep flashing back and seeing that journey. I think that's an interesting narrative way, and it allows you sort of gentle reveals throughout the season. What do you think of that idea, Stuart?
I totally buy that. I mean, being alone for a year or with this other, I think she runs into him fairly quickly, based on the scene coming up later. Could definitely change her for sure, but she's Michael Burnham. She's going to maintain the Federation ideals and all that jazz. You know she will. So, yeah, I agree. I've got 2 new super chats. Let's get to those. Fat Produce puts in $5. Watch as her waiting a year for the Discovery was just so her hair could be different this season. Kurtzman would be that shallow in his writing, in my opinion.
Well,
I don't
Kurtzman
know.
doesn't write them.
Yeah.
He's show running them. I don't know if he's show running this show. No, he isn't. It's the lady. So no, he's not show running either show, and we can hope his creative influences are less than last year.
Yeah. Matthew DeFleetis puts in $2.
Hey.
My reaction: Picard trailer, super excited. Discovery, meh. Seems to be the general consensus. Although, what's with this, as I said, this emergency case she has with the phaser, the communicator, and the tricorder, Samuel? Where do you think she was storing that on the suit?
Oh, it's just the back piece.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, or like it's on her waist or something. I mean, if she knew, because the original time suit you wouldn't include a phaser on it. It was a test model, so the mum didn't have a phaser. That would be daft. But she knew she was going to the future for a little while. They could easily just replicate her. I have no problem with giving her a basic kit. That's fine. Although since the suit is incredibly powerful, it's like, but it makes sense. I'm fine with that. Yeah, she time suits in, can survive. My favorite bit about the trailer, apart from the Cardassian, is seeing this time jumpy thing. Although
Yeah.
they're obviously in space. You can see stars out the windows.
Yep.
And yet she's got a time suit. She meets this character while she's still in her undersuit, and the other haircut, and then she chooses to spend a year alone, even though she obviously meets people, and that intrigues me because maybe she's searching for them for a year. Maybe she has her impromptu getting acquainted. And the fact that she's building all these things in the shuttle. I like how the side looks more like a bed after every transition. I think that's quite cute.
Yeah.
And this isn't the Discovery shuttle.
No, it doesn't look like it at all.
No, that's interesting. Well, it makes sense. I mean, how could it be? It couldn't be. And
Well, you know the dirt or whatever she was covered in at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm sure she found a way to craft that into glass or something, and she built like her own shuttle because it's Michael Burnham.
She is good at everything. Mono Moffic says the suit's probably damaged beyond repair. Nope, because she uses it to travel back in the past later, or in the present. So no, it's not.
Yeah.
And besides, the mum does the wormholes all the time. Did the wormholes all the time, so it's very easily like that's the point of. She didn't do anything special in the maneuver, so.
Yeah. Now I mentioned earlier with this transition of the year, the hairstyle and, and the makeup. I don't know about you, but I was alone by myself every day. I wouldn't get dressed half of the time. So you'd be lucky to catch me like with clothes on if you found me, let alone with goddamn makeup on, and your hair did all up. Now she got a lot of free time, I guess.
Yes.
So.
And I countered that if people are in prison, they tend to work out and get fit, and she has even more time than that, But I maybe she does go around and shuttle to try and find things. I mean, also she's trying to find her mum. I would assume that's going to be a big part of the plot because her mum is in that part of the timeline with a suit that is easily trackable because it's the only other suit in the universe with that power signature. Shouldn't be that hard to track. But just the editing is so odd, and it is clearly a time lapse sequence. You know what I mean? It's on a dolly. Like it'd be odd to film that, like to have these every 4 episodes have the exact same sequence in the shuttle. Rather than this is and I left book and I went my own way and I searched for a year. Here's the year. Right, moving on. But that'd be such a shame to just skip the year as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it would. But I think that's probably what's going to happen, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fat Produce, though, says there's a deleted scene from season 2 where Spock suggests Burnham store her emergency kit in the aft storage compartment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sounds dirty.
I do like her different hair changes. It does help to differentiate when. So she clearly finds all the Federation, the post-Federation stuff when she lands, because she's still in her current haircut, and then the time jump happens, then she finds Discovery only after everything's happened. So I'm guessing there's quite a lot. There's a lot of her acclimating to the world before Discovery arrives.
Yeah. Fat Produce puts in $2. The deleted scene is a bad joke on my part. Oy. All right, so next scene. Oh, we're already on that. Okay.
Also, your audio and signal are a bit weird, Stuart. You're going blah, 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 blah. I want to restart this.
You were for the last 10 minutes. You're crystal clear. So,
well, you want to... Let's reset then, Stuart. Let's reset.
So.
Okay.
Okay.
Talk to you in a minute.
Okay.
Yay for the internet. It's working very, very well. Let's wait for Stuart to call me back. There he is. There he is. Mr. Stuart. Dum 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 dum. Hello.
Hello. You're crystal clear.
You too.
All right. So we are on the picture of book. She runs in the book. She has her Starfleet uniform on with a coat over top. And her hairstyles confused me during the course of this trailer. As we'll see near the end here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's exactly going on.
Yeah, that's why I think there's two sort of timelines, because she does have a lot of time in her classic haircut and then changes. Yeah, she meets this guy who in a minute says, "Oh, that symbol, archaic symbol."
Oh, do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Why? Symbol on your chest. So I'm implying that's Starfleet, at least, not the Federation necessarily, but Starfleet is gone.
Even though they existed 100 years ago in the 31st century.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Both 29th century, the Time Corps, and 31st Temporal Cold War, Daniel's people. So Starfleet can't have been dead very long. But as I did point out in our short review, though, that because of how time mechanics work, as soon as they jump into the future from the Discovery point of the timeline, they jump into the future of the Discovery timeline. But as time progresses, events like the TOS events, the TMP. I mean, the fact as soon as Kirk moves the whales, because Kirk never did the whales because Control never happened in the first time on the Klingon War. All these things changed. So like Endgame changed so much the future. So this is not the future. This is the Discovery future. This is their version of the timeline future. So you can kind of ignore everything in this series, which is kind of nice. And they'll be hard pressed to say this is the future, because then that devalues every single time travel story that happened in the entire show, because it means that all of them are always going to happen, and then none of them, then time is just set. Discovery just made a single fixed point in time, but that's not how time has ever been in the show. Otherwise, all good things couldn't happen. So it is just a future, and it's kind of nice. I never thought that the past you can't change because it's in between things, but you can ignore their future very easily. It's more of a interest's sake rather than actually potentially the final canon. It's just a canon, a version of Prime.
Yeah. Next scene, though, we've got some Andorians. The lead Andorian has the Matrix of Leadership from the Transformers, and the other ones have the Bumblebee gun from the movie Bumblebee. Really weird. There's also some humans back there, and it looks like a Cardassian maybe on the left.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of gray skin. We do see a Cardassian later.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's definitely the Matrix of Leadership. Light our darkest hour.
And Lady Wanderer says, furthermore, the 29th century sim Delta is turned on its sides. Technically, that insignia is obsolete either way. Yeah. That's actually a great point. Thank you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So I don't know what's up with these guys. If this is the Federation, Starfleet, I don't know. The guns are stupid. I can't stand that. I just don't know what to say about those. We'll see them again in a minute, but
I mean, there's something. I mean, they're arm cannons. They're like, I mean, they're not, they're whatever. I mean, they're generic sci-fi weapon, whatever. At least they're different. you know?
Yeah.
And they can do different because it's the future, and this is different to any other sort of Federation gun. Yeah, my guess is that this is probably sort of the like a there's going to be the twist that this is that whoever these sort of mercenary people are, their Starfleet became the actual military branch, the new peacekeepers of the galaxy, but they do it via a very, whoever took over it years ago did it in a very mean way, and so that's why it's a very aggressive side. But there's still a Federation guy,
Or or
because that'd be a nice like reveal, like, oh, the Starfleet's the baddies this season. What? Yeah.
or it's like, yeah, like this, like Star Wars, the Federation was taken over by somebody else.
Yeah.
And these guys are actually Starfleet, but it's like a
Yeah.
rebellion. Oh, it's a small band.
Yeah.
We don't see any deltas on them or anything, but the guests didn't advertise that necessarily.
And in fact, that's interesting. The reason they could be attacking them is because they saw Burnham's symbol. It could be as simple as that. We that they're just attacking, like you say, the corrupted form of what it used to be. But I do like the Andorian makeup. I think they've refined it since last year. And the fact they've got more of them allows them to do more variations to be closer and further away from Enterprise, so I appreciate that. And it's, I mean, we always say include more canon races, and they've definitely done that in this trailer in a few places, which I give them total credit for. They might not be the best version of these aliens, but at least good, and I think they look pretty great.
Yeah. Excuse me. John Harrison puts in two.
Khan!
Are they in the Klingon Empire with those sashes? Ooh.
I've heard that before.
Interesting. Could be some kind of tie-in with L'Rell or something. 930 years before. Whatever. Super Coops puts in 5 pounds. Ignore season 3. Well, I ignored most of season 1 and 2, so okay, no problem.
It's true. That's true. Yeah. Although I wonder if they're going to go fun canon with this and actually have Daniels in it.
Oh, they won't. Absolutely, they won't.
Because that's such an easy sell. Because wouldn't that be a great... I mean, think about it. There's such in the mood in Picard to link everything with all the people. Why shouldn't that now, as the mindset, carry over to Discovery? I mean, he's the most obvious person to come back. Wouldn't that be fun? Because then he can... They like to link Discovery in. If they retcon Control as being a temporal Cold War faction, that would make sense. They're in the super future. They did bad things. They sent them back, and Daniels was like, "You guys are kind of temporally misplaced here, but we can't get you back for some reason." But simple but effective.
Yeah.
And I think I would actually make this version of Control more sensical. Because it's just one of those very many like factions of the Cold War, which is always like fluctuating. But anyway, what do you think this big room is, Stuart? Is it on Discovery? Is it a Federation structure? Is it just trying to be alien structure? What do you think?
It's probably some kind of alien structure base, maybe a ship. But it looks a lot like the room that the whole thing with her mother, where they trapped her in the suit. It looks like the exact same set.
Redress.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna call like a facility on some planet. Although that's Book and her, they both have a weapon, and he's pointing it at her, and the matrix of leadership is on the ground. So that might be important, and he was after it, and she found out. Ooh, there could be betrayal.
2 comments. Tenzingari says Daniels would have to be quite old though, 130. No, time agent. He just goes to the future. And Idic Warrior says, Trekyards, no, they're not ever going back into the past quantum Michelle Paradise. They're in the future for the rest of the show. They also said they would never use Spock ever. So... Yep. Yeah. And then they also said the costume makeup guy, what's his name? Main guy, Klingon guy from Face Off.
Oh, Michael Esmore.
No, the other new ones.
Oh, Glenn Hetrick.
Yeah, Glenn. Yeah. As soon as they announced hair for season 2, he called out them saying, "Yeah, I told them I wanted hair, and they said no, you're not doing hair." And then like 2 months later, they say, "Oh yeah, the plan was always to give him hair in season 2," and it's like, no, it wasn't.
They lie, essentially.
They lie. Yeah. So if they see the ratings, but if there's such a push, they want. Well, I don't think it'll be a season 4. I think they're gonna end in season 3 and not be season 4. I think they're gonna end on a trilogy, end the same series as TOS. That'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
And it isn't part of the problem with Discovery, the art design, that and the writing in general. But this room just looks like Discovery, generic walls. Like it doesn't look. This could be Discovery, but it can't be because this is her with her old haircut, so it wouldn't fit in. But it just looks like Discovery. It just looks like a generic set. And given how cavernous Discovery can be. But yeah, the when the hand cannons themselves is fun. It's like are they super fractured heroines? You know, it's like well, they trust each other barely. You know.
Yeah. Then there's an explosion of some sort, but yay.
Sonic.
I don't know what happens there. Then we got an alien landscape, which is Iceland. Yeah, it's got 2 planets, so that's cool. And they're walking. And this is where we hear the line, you know, do you believe in ghosts? Why is that? That symbol on your chest and her shock look. And with the way she looks here, this is obviously right after she lands. This is right after she takes the suit off, because this is, you know, she's wearing the uniform. She's got the same hair. And following the hairstyle in this is complicated, so we're going to have to see how it turns out. But I don't know why they just didn't use Kraft. You know, they already had a good character and a good actor, and maybe he'll come into it at some point again. I would have liked to see him again, but we got this new guy Book. I'm sure he'll be fine, but yeah.
They said all the short treks for the last season were linked, and yet that one wasn't linked. And since they didn't have season 3 planned when they made it, it's hard to believe that, you know, it was a throwaway. It's not even the same future. It's like 200 years out or something. But obviously, if you had him be this character, you got all the baggage of that character, and also they didn't want to use that. They wanted to just do something fresh.
Would have been cool to have met Kraft before he got on Discovery, though.
Yeah. I mean, you might meet him later. I mean, you know, you want a diverse background of cast. Then you got all 3 major leads. If Kraft comes in, all being, you know, yay, good for them. But actually, I mean, I know this actor from Arrow, from Flash, and he was Supergirl. He was okay, like a solid okay. Whereas the other guy, I really connected with. I think he had a much more interesting performance. This guy seems nice enough. But yeah. I like one thing I said, and I don't know if it's still in the interview that we did with the Discovery actress, with a wonderful name. What's her name? Oyen. Oyen. I said I kind of wish they didn't make this new character, because they should have given the bridge crew more to do, because he's going to suck up so much time that they could have been given, like Spock did. You know, you already have this massive cast. Give them anything to do.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah. Next time we got Tilly and Saru there, and they're wearing some kind of garb.
This, I'm guessing, is the first. They've just got here. They found a planet. They've got into orbit sneakily, and they're gonna go down to like a. There's a scene later where they beat up people in like a market or a bazaar. So I think this is them on their first mission, out and about, working out what the hell is going on. Well, I think this is them also telling us as the audience that without Pike, who was the best part of the show, and Spock, who's the second best part of the show, that they're going to double down on Tilly and Saru as the only interesting people of the show. That all you've got left are these 2 characters. Seriously. I mean, none of the other cast are really that engaging, especially since, what's his name? And Stewart's. Yeah, there we go. Especially since Stamets can't be Spore Man anymore, nor is he the same fun guy, nor is he the aggressive man anymore. He just, I don't know what he is, and Culber is now darker because he died once. So these 2 are the strong characters. So I think they're going to be like, okay, we're going to give them the lead status, which is great. But I think that's what this is telling me.
Yeah, and they both have a special connection to Burnham. Tilly's like her roommate and her best friend, and Saru's like an old adversary who's now respects her, and so it's got this weird kind of
It's weird to think they used to be enemies. Like that was the entire plot for them in season 1. They hated each other. Isn't that weird now? What a wasted season of time. Like, what a pointless thing. And also these are the most talented people in the crew in terms of skill set. I mean, she was promoted past, she was skipped out of the academy because she was so good, and Saru was the genius of his planet. You know what I mean? These are two talented people.
Yeah. Joe47 puts in $2. Isn't craft at least 1,000 years in the future? It's hard to say. All we know is that the Discovery had been waiting for 1,000 years. They could try to travel backwards with the ship and it not go. Who knows? Anything can be made of that as of right now.
It was vague, but it was still before they knew they were going to the future, so it's kind of like,
yeah.
And yeah, I mean the fact that the time suit still works. All they need is time crystals. They know they're on Boreth. I mean, it's not that. You know what I mean? I mean, they literally made a time suit in an hour. Remember, they replicated it within an hour, and they know exactly what the time crystals are. And even if there isn't any time crystals left, and it takes place in the 33rd century, so it's a bit after this, but not too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we see a really bright office. This is obviously on Cloud City. Just saying. And somebody says something about waiting in this office
every single day for someone like you to come along. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Book and Burnham come in, and then we get the flag roll down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very simplistic version of the Federation flag. You still got the main 5 stars there, or 6 stars, from the UFP symbol, but much simplified. And again, this looks more Star Wars. Looks more like a Star Wars emblem than a Star Trek one, to be honest.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Well,
my throat's clearing up, so I'm getting all this phlegm and grossness.
Oh dear. Yeah, I actually think the symbol looks brilliant. I think it rather than simple, I'd say it's sleek. Because
I'd say it's rad.
Everyone drink. No, because it's instantly recognizable. It's not a visual retcon, because this is what they could have done with the one at the time. Just say, F it, we're doing our own thing. But this is a nice, sleek version, more minimalist. The lack of stars tells you something, or potentially tells you something. Mm-hmm. The other flag has all the small stars in it, which gives the implication of this big, wide universe of stars. But this is only the few. So it implies to me that everything just got disbanded at one point, and then some member worlds still remained, but even their support was limiting. And while the whole thing sort of died a whimper, or they went underground, and the fact it's rolled up implies either just a dramatic reveal because lol filmmaking, or hidden base and therefore hidden flag because they want to, it's a lack of markings. So if someone stumbled upon it without the flag drop, you wouldn't know. But I'm guessing that Burnham with a tricord that can detect Federation tech, because if the tech is long since gone, you don't necessarily know how to scan for it. So she managed to find an outpost on this planet, and because it's the future, it's got hologram man. That's why he looks so clean and crisp and pristine and lovely, classic caretaker. And he's there, and he's like, oh my goodness, actually someone came to say hi finally, and he managed to give her the expositional backstory. Plus, he could be the Federation liaison to this time. And a hologram. I think that's the obvious solution. Or he's like the last remaining sort of governor of this last colony. But I like hologram more because that's more future-y and also limits the character. Although I guess they can do mobile emitter stuff easily. I mean, it was easy by 29th. So
yeah.
Although
like I said earlier, with this, he's got that uncanny valley thing going on. His face doesn't look right. And I think they might have done that deliberately because he is a hologram or something, but I don't know. It looks off to me when I watch it.
And I love that, because if he did nothing, if he's a person, it's semi-insulting, but like, we didn't mean it, we're sorry. Yeah. It's like, I'm sorry, your face is great. No, it is a bit.
John Harrison puts in £5. Oh, John Harrison puts in £5. Sam, if you think it's only 3 seasons, will we get another show? Then also, can you do the Fenrir from Star Wars? Lots of ships in that franchise. There are lots of better ships than that one for sure.
uh,
Yeah.
you know how I like to do 3D models of things, so I want a good model. I know how to get a Venator-ish. Yeah, I just want good views and such. But yeah, it's on the list. Star Wars never did that well on the channel, which is kind of weird. In terms of, I mean, they Anthony Rapp said at Vegas that yeah, they're going to do Discovery and Section 31 at the same time, but they're going to tell them things, maybe not things. So my guess is that they're going to swap out either Discovery in this next year because it's too late in the season to make Pike. So they might say we're going to, at the end of season 3, we're canceling. Discovery's going to end nicely with all living happily, and then we're going to make Pike after several shorts, or Section 31 show, which I think shouldn't exist, and I think it was really a announce, but hasn't been commissioned by anyone with any budget. Therefore, it's just a dude said let's make it, and the cast said sure. That's not exactly a strong show, is it? So that I don't think will ever come out, or be web series, or be a small thing.
Yeah. Jill 47 puts in $2. Let's guess which 6 planets are left in the Federation. Earth, Andor, Vulcan, Cardassia.
That's fun. Well, maybe I would assume Trill because of the inclusion.
Yeah, that's true. It is in this trailer. Yeah.
And again, I don't think that the Federation is active. It's not a big public-facing thing, so whatever planets still have some ties to it are underground, and it's more like a legacy thing, like a, if you call, we'll be there. It's like how in Lord of the Rings, all the different groups came together to defeat Sauron, and there's this sense if it ever happens again, we can call upon each other. But then times pass and people fail, but at the end of the day, when they go for Helm's Deep, some people did come to their rescue, and that's the we still band together based on this ancient code. But I got a question for you though, Stuart.
Yes.
But if you need to deal with something, I can vamp about something else.
No, I'm good.
Do you think this season, in an Andromedan vein, will be the story of and you can't say it doesn't feel that way in terms of who will do it, but that they're going to rebring the Federation back. They're gonna make it back again, and
oh god, yes, they're gonna light that spark. Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be this season necessarily, but the trailer kind of has that vibe. Like, yes, she crashes, spends time alone. There's a couple episodes there. Then Discovery finds her. There's a couple episodes there. Then this shit happens. But we got to move. We got to move on because there's a really cool thing coming out in a second with the Trill, which is really cool. But yeah, I think that's gonna at least be the start of the remaking of the Federation by the end of this season. If the Federation is in fact destroyed, I don't think it'll be fully like, hey, we're back.
Yeah. Well, just like Andromeda, there was one planet that still was a Commonwealth planet. It managed to keep the thing going for another 1,000 years, and they managed to use their tech to keep going. So that very literal. But the trailer certainly implies that Michael Burnham is the one to bring the thing back, and it's like, oh Jesus, really? I guess she does everything. She managed to save the Federation and do everyththing, and also rebuild the Federation. I'm hoping he just means you in generalities, although at this point the ship isn't there.
Well, Eugene puts in 1,000 rubles. Thank you, Eugene.
Thank you.
He says, I finally watched it today. It feels like bootleg Andromeda with a hint of Star Wars. I didn't really get... I mean, when I first heard what was going to be this season was about, I had the Andromeda vibe, but I didn't really get it from watching the trailer, personally. But, yeah.
What's next?
The Trill baths, or the whatever the Trill thing. And it looks like not much has changed there. They still have like the monks with the robes, and we see this in DS9 a few times.
And that was a nice, gentle inclusion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in the live, they were discussing how the Trill obviously live a long time. So the best thing about that is that they would remember what happened. you know,
Yeah.
if Burnham is
And
able to like electrify with them and get memories, then she can learn
yeah,
the real story.
yeah. Kind of like a mind meld, but just in water or milk.
Mimetic fluid, yeah.
Whatever you want.
It's a smart idea, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, these people, you know, even if like one of them has to say, "Oh, I'll, you know, the Trill don't join anymore because it's forbidden," but one Trill wants to, you know, tell you the future, to tell you the past, and goes into somebody and is like, "Hello, I was alive 600 years ago. Let me tell you what happened." And then we just sit for exposition for 2 episodes.
And you know what that tells me? That one trill does make a difference. Or can make a difference.
Can save the future.
Sure.
Save the Trill. Save the Trill. Save the world.
Yeah. At least I got the trill makeup right. I gotta say on the next. I thought they were way too small, and then I'm like looking at them, like, no, they're fine.
They're fine.
So that's good.
Yeah, and one thing to note, you obviously have Burnham in the pool, but actually, what's more interesting is the long shot of the pool, because Burnham's not in that shot. It's this. And she might be the one further back, although it looks like a Romulan person. It's got a sash.
No, that's her. She's just got a hood up. You can tell.
Got a hood?
The one beside the monk.
Yeah.
In the background, that's Burnham for sure.
Oh. But the other person is a new character who wears this weird outfit, which I think is we'll get to that in a minute, but it's that character who's gonna be new recurring, I'm sure. So she also goes to this trill pool. Ooh. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. I thought that was Burnham floating in the pool, but it is not for sure.
Oh no, it's not, is it? Oh yeah, it's true.
No, it's not.
Maybe she's a Trill. Maybe that's the Trill retrospective character. Actually, I thought that was, yeah.
When you're doing, you can't see any spots on her, so I'm not sure about that.
No, you're right. It wouldn't be, would it? Because she's in the latest. Oh no, yeah, I thought that was Burnham. So
I did too for the longest time, and then I'm like, oh, I'll go zoom in, and yeah.
So if Burnham's not the one, although I guess she's got the gold plating. Maybe she still has somehow her old uniform when she has the gold, because it's all reflective. Maybe that's what's reflecting. But if that isn't Burnham, this could be an interesting side narrative. But okay. Oh wow. There we go. Reveal. They're on Trekyards. That's why I love doing this show, this way we do it, guys, because in the trailer, a lot of things are quick cuts that you really can't absorb. But here, we're freeze frame. We're talking about them for minutes on end, so it's a-okay.
Yeah. We got a nice shot of Discovery, I gotta say. Cruising along.
And do you note how they're zooming in with a very specific, like, long lens, so that everything feels very together, so you don't get the it's really long, you know, it just feels nice and condensed because they're using lenses.
That was an odd looking shot. I didn't know why, but there you go.
It's like it's not out of proportion. Does it feel out of proportion there?
No, it feels fine.
Because they're like, shit, you gotta make this thing look good. There are tricks, and they are using them, and it looks great. for what it is, obviously. As with all season 2, they're very good with that, actually.
But then they get the reunion of Tilly and Burnham, and the whole bridge crew's coming in behind them.
And I'm guessing it's gonna be episode 4.
Ooh, you're calling it now, eh?
Yep. I'll say all. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say 4 as well, to be honest. Unless I can't pick the same one as you, in which case I'll say
no.
Okay.
Gut reactions was important, Stuart.
Yeah, this 4 would be what I would call 2. So
if I was guessing how the structure would be all of episode 1 is Burnham until the last 5 minutes. Then Discovery comes out. They scan. Just like when they came out for the Klingon War, they're like, let's look at the the border, and then it's like all goes red, and they're like, oh my god, which was a great ending. That was a great ending. And then they're gonna say, what's the date? Because Burnham learned the date, I'm sure, in the show. She'll be like, it's 31:44, and then they're gonna say it's 31:45, and the audience is like, oh. And then in episode 2 it'll be a double story, and then 3 it'll be a double story, and then 4 it'll be she'll suddenly appear in their story whilst being in her story, and then she'll exposition them both.
I just hope there's, the guy that was in the office saying he's waited every day for someone like her.
Yeah.
I just hope there's no prophecy of one that will come and save the Federation. If they do that shit, I'll be like, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. Bye-bye.
Yeah. let it just be a programming. He says that because he's the keeper of this building. His job is to wait until someone comes and tells him the new orders. That's good. Whatever last captain of this base left 200 years ago, and now he's been waiting every day. That's good. Yeah, I agree with the other thing.
Hold on. Fleetboss Swiftback puts in $1.99.
Thank you.
Man of my word, we'll go again at 125. Hashtag like spike. Hashtag make me pay. So let's see. We have 236 people watching. Everybody hit like. Good. Let's get up to 125 likes. Let's make them pay again, because that's always fun to make the moderators pay. They do it to themselves, but that's okay.
Beautiful. And Stephen G has a lovely another elephant in the room. I think it's worth calling out. What if the Dax symbiote returns and merges with Burnham? Okay, I didn't think that was going to be the question. Burnham Dax, but what do you think the chances are of having actual Dax come back?
I think that's a real stretch for 930 years in the future, which would only be like 800 and some odd years in Discovery's future, or Deep Space Nine's future. But still, he was already 700, or was he 700 or 5? How old was Dax, the symbiote?
300 and change.
300 and some odd. So.
There's an episode, remember, just after the Jem'Hadar?
Yeah, I know. I just wasn't. I keep wanting to say 700 for her age for some reason. But yeah, we got another shot of two of the bridge crew, the helms officer and the operations officer.
We hope they get a lot more.
Yeah, they really deserve it. We got a chance to speak with them in Vegas and actually interviewed. I'm forgetting her name. You know her name.
Yes. It's been a while since I've heard of the show, Stuart.
Onasham, something. Anyway, she's really nice.
Awashawa? There you go, Awashawa, something like that.
Awashawa, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
lovely lady.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Dale Stafford puts in $2. Thanks for the like, Trekyardians.
Yes.
For the likes.
Yes.
So yeah, they need more time. We see Dr. Culber in the hallway, and looks miserable.
And some people saying he looks older as well.
He does. I was going to mention he looks gray.
Yeah.
A lot more than we're used to, so.
Maybe the whole come back from the dead thing affects his age. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if they had like that, because I mean, the Culber's Stamets plot is kind of over, and it would I called they might have left the show because their arc is over at the end of season 2. Especially the Spore Drive, they shouldn't be. I mean, they did confirm they're using it. They shouldn't use it, but whatever, they don't care. It would be kind of interesting if the plot of this season is that Culber, he's not dying, but he's aging quicker than someone should. Because I mean, I could buy that the fantasy world of Mycelium couldn't make him exactly right. That's fair enough, and that'd be a nice little thing. And but they're in the future, so Stamets is like, there must be something here to cure you. Because come on. Are you kidding? That'd be kind of fun. Although it'd give Stamets just the storyline about him again. And that's what all season 2 was. And that's dull,
Yeah. I gotta ask, the picture you have up of him, yours is cropped quite a bit. You can't see his badge or the top of his head. I don't know if that's just
well,
a mistake.
I zoomed in a little bit.
Oh, did you? Okay. I didn't know if you did. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because the thing's still anamorphic, that's why. So, all right, so zooming is unhelpful. Okay, I'm going to...
And I was just going to say, I mean, his beard is grayer, but the hair on top of his head isn't. So that's why I noticed it on the feed there.
I heard recently that actually because this hair grows quicker, it gets grayer quicker. The pigment just burns through quicker.
Yeah, I got gray in my beard.
Yeah. But it wasn't that definitely wasn't that gray last year. So older in the sense of whatever. But it'd be aging could be kind of fun.
So now we're down in Spore Chamber 1.
Oh, I love this shot.
It's not engineering.
I love this shot though.
Yeah.
It's a good shot. What do you see?
I see a bunch of people listening to Stamets talk. Tilly's doing something, and somebody's pointing a gun at somebody. And I think that somebody she's pointing the gun at is the same one that was entering the Trill cave. Because it's got kind of pale skin. We just saw a minute ago. That was in the pool.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's not pointing the gun. She's next to the spore chamber. She's standing
That's what I
right
said.
there. Oh, I heard. Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you meant the one pointing was it? I was confused. Sorry, I was confused.
I'm out.
Yes.
And one of the spore canisters has been used.
And a lot of them just inactive. Because that'd be a nice trope if they only have like 10 spore jumps left. Because remember, they found the spore planet, or they made the spore planet, but now they're away from the spore planet. So I'd like the idea they only have like 10 jumps. It'd be another sort of forced limitation, but to give them unlimited ability to, you know what I mean? It's too powerful. It's always been too powerful. And you need to nerf it. Otherwise, again, I mean, they could theoretically go back in time with the spore tech as well.
Yeah.
So, you know,
yeah, absolutely could. This next shot, though, I think is before the shot we just looked at, because he's standing in front of Tilly at that end of the engineering part. I don't know. Anyway, there they are in engineering. I don't know what the hell is going on.
But I love this scene a lot because this tells me so much, to me anyway, that I'm thinking that you've got these two factions, the guys in the less full clothes, and they're maybe the rebellion, as you said, but they're just fighting Burnham because they take the badge as being the wrong thing. Whereas these people in their uniform are the current Federation, but they've gone all evil peacekeepers. They've got corrupt over the years, and that's, they've boarded Discovery because, I mean, if they suddenly detect a Federation starship, they'll be like, what? We don't allow ships to exist around here. They warp in, you see this future Federation ship which looks really, really cool. There's beam right through their shields, and the spore drive was never to be replicated, so that's a useful tool for them to use in the future because that could legitimately whatever. And you get this great thing of them being taken over and Stamets being sort of subjugated in being forced to spore jump. That's interesting. Although he can limit where they go because he can do that. And you get this random guy who's whatever. And maybe there's some slight time tech because they've got that glowy bit. And that's their new phaser, and they've got armor. And yeah, I love this. What this potentially tells me. I know I'm reaching, but that's what I see here.
Yeah, I don't know what I see there. Not much. Oh man, next scene is Burnham high kicking something out of somebody's hand. It looks like either a Cardassian or a Klingon. Actually, it looks like a Cardassian, to be honest.
I'd say new race, but yeah.
No, I'd say Cardassian. It's got the little chin thing like they have, and
the
ridges up there, plus the hair. I mean, it just looks like Cardassian.
Or a Cardassian Klingon hybrid.
We see a Cardassian in one of the next shots, so it's probably that one.
Hello, Samuel Gill. He says hi to us. Yeah, just saying.
Then we got Michelle Yeoh, Giorgio, kicking somebody else's ass. But she's obviously with Saru, so these are two different parts of the same. The other one happens with Book and Burnham, so that's near the beginning for sure. And this one's definitely a different scene altogether.
And this is why I say they beam to or take a shuttle to a planet to get information. This is where they have a bar fight. And then you got this next great shot where you've got the same lady, and you can see her uniform more clearly here. And that says Federation to me, like future Federation-y, but like military Federation. They're taking cues from their own Terran Empire-ness, art design-wise. And I like the idea that she's got hologram. Well, we just saw them in Picard, but this is the future. They can do it in the future. So she's got like a little bracelet which creates holograms up her arm that she can then bleep bleep. And she's either in the Discovery Jeffries tubes or she's in her own ship's Jeffries tubes, which would become a nice introduction to the character. And she's fixing it, and she's just wearing whatever. And the circle tech might be anti-time beaming tech, because this is well past temporal beaming as a concept and well past all that stuff. So it makes sense that they might need to actively stop their own temporal whatever. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. And Scandic, I see you in the chat there. You think I'm nitpicky? How dare you? If anything, I'm more easygoing than anyone. But that's okay.
And
I don't see what happens.
And he apologizes for not being a super chat. Dude, don't worry. Don't worry. And Dan23 says, so we never see the Discovery Warp Core. Not seen it yet.
No. No, I can see why people think it's the engineering room, but it's not. There's a spore room, there's a hallway, then there's the engineering room. We never actually see the engineering room, unfortunately, even though the back of the spore room definitely looks like the TOS engine room vibe.
Yeah.
So I think they're just kind of saying, yeah, this was the engine room all along, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway. So next thing we see some people beam in. And here you can see there's some Andorians, there's a Cardassian, there's Morn. There he is. And I don't know what the other one is. That's just a new race there.
They're allowed some news as well.
Absolutely, 930 years. I would hope so.
Yeah. But it should be mostly old races. That's the nice balance. This one shot gives me more hope than any other shot, honestly, because that Morn looks spot on. That Cardassian looks spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't need to change them, so they didn't.
No.
And here they are, and they look great. Moving on. You own the rights to all of the characters, use them, but you're allowed to make new ones, but have primarily the old ones. You've got a billion races. I mean, you can have any race from any show. You can have Zindi, you know. You have the entire catalogue.
But yeah, okay. In regards to those guns, do you think they're just guns that they hold, or do you think their suit turns into the gun like around their hand? Because honestly, it looks so stupid. I can't even talk about it. I don't know, I just don't like it.
Yeah, and it's funny to think how could you get more advanced than even TOS phaser? It can stun, it can heat rocks, it can disintegrate, it can shoot an entire building, it can disintegrate an entire building. You know what I mean? These phasers are already so powerful. What is the and they all do they don't do beams, they do bursts, they do pulses, so that's even less efficient. So, you know what I mean? At least with the relativity phaser, it was incredibly minimalist. So much you couldn't even understand it really. And its base setting disintegrates stuff. Like it disintegrated a car at its low setting. Pretty good then, you know. Yeah, the hand cannons. I don't know. I assume they're just something you grab and then shoot.
Yeah.
Someone said in the chat a while ago, "Does it cut off their arm?" I'm like, I doubt it because Burnham uses one.
Well, you can see their hand inside it.
Yeah.
Like you can see the hand through the opening in the front. So,
but yeah, I just want to say that once again, this scene gives me more confidence than anything because that's a good-looking Cardassian, good-looking Morn. Why not good? And this is why it's a fun idea. This is like the rebellion of the Federation because all these different people will come together to fight the Federation. Because that's it's interesting to have the Federation as the baddies, the bad who they became. It's interesting. It's kind of just the same plot of the first two seasons. First season, you fought the Mirror Universe. Second season, you fought Section 31. So it's two alternate federations. So it's kind of the same plot again, which is a little bit lazy, although it's very different versions of it.
But we can see just what those guns can do in the next two frames. You see the beam go right between Book and Michael, and the explosion.
Yep.
Not super powerful, but I mean, it would have killed somebody. Eugene puts in 500 rubles.
Thank you.
These are Genosian sonic blasters.
That's funny. Did you get it?
Nope.
Star Wars Attack of the Clones, Genosians.
Oh, I know who the Genosians are, but I didn't know.
Yeah,
I haven't watched Attack of the Clones, so.
Yeah. Bid Horry Eye. I bet that Morn guy never shuts up.
Shuts up, yeah.
Yeah.
Next shot's just Saru again. Could be anything.
Yeah.
And then we're back in that other facility that we were talking about, the other set again. So just more of that. Firefight. They're being chased. They're getting out of there.
But the hint here is that she's running with the people. Because there's an Andorian in white, which looks closer to the outfits they're beaming down in. Yeah, they are the same. So they might actually be a very clever edit there. They look as if they're fighting them, but they're not. These are the rebellion. These are the heroes.
I can see that totally doing that for a trailer.
It's clever, and it's a one big weapon, and actually it's fun because the baddies would use kill weapons, but the goodies would use a sonic weapon that would stun people. I mean, that's actually one's a crowd defense. So yeah, they're running with people, and you can see they're wearing sashes, and it all feels very consistent with that. So I can definitely see, yeah.
And then Area 51 puts in $2.
Thank you.
Hashtag Mega Man Blaster. Definitely Mega Man for sure. I see more Bumblebee where he transforms his hand into the.
Doesn't it spin and go vum 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 vum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can buy the toys of them too that you can. Yeah. So that's what I see when I see those. That's probably what they used. Just repainted it.
Oh. Now, did you see Michelle Yeoh back in Discovery uniform?
Yep.
Why is she in Discovery uniform if she's proud Section 31?
Because that's all they have.
Even though
replicators are offline. Oh man,
Nope.
they gotta conserve power.
They built a time suit in an hour. They could build her any uniform she wants. I don't know why they're not swapping to the Enterprise uniform. It's like why wouldn't they want to pride themselves on something looking cooler? But it just amazes me that she's not wearing her own like kick-ass uniform. She's not, you know what I mean? She had that identity for a year. She was an evil Terran empress that dominated the entire galaxy and killed billions. She doesn't want to wear in a static uniform. Weird.
You know why I think? No,
No.
I think because when Saru and Tilly go off to do their thing to find whatever, there's no one else more qualified to be in charge of the ship as a captain than her, because she's had some kind of captain's experience for a little bit, even though she's an empress. So possibly just putting on the Starfleet uniform to, I don't know. I can see her being put in charge though.
Yeah, well, especially as does the entire crew know that she's evil? I don't think they do.
They're kind of wishy-washy about that.
Yeah.
At one point, they said that only a few select admirals and people knew.
Yeah.
But then, like everybody on Discovery, technically, all the bridge crew should know because they were there.
Yeah. But it is only 6-8 people of 144. And Pike did say, "I know who you are," wink. So clearly that she felt that was still a secret by the end of season 2. So I guess that would make sense. Oh, it's just Georgiou. Yay, she's here. I do think though they're gonna gently, softly retcon her even further to be not the Empress. Like that was almost just a forced thing to do for season 1, just to get her back in the show because she was barely that character in season 2. They changed her pretty drastically, and for season 3 to work, she's gonna be so much softer and not at all. Like if you cut between Empress her and this character, you'll be like, wow, what 18 months does to an ex-mass murderer Hitler. Well, you know what I mean. It's going to be very, very weird.
Well, it's a good segue into the next super chat. Fleet Pass Whipback puts in $4.99.
Hey, thank you.
Here's a thought: Emperor Georgiou would fit in well in this future, as it most closely resembles her Terran Empire. Not unified. There's a bunch of chaos going on. She would be one that I think Saru would look to for advice in this situation for that very reason.
Yeah.
Because it would be very much like the Terran Empire. That I totally get that.
And that's actually great. What experience can you give us? I mean, you know, how vicious do we need to be to live in this new future? If the Federation has gone bad, you were a bad person. How do you help us survive? And obviously, she doesn't want them all to die because she needs them. She needs the ship. She needs the spore drive. If she ever wants to get home, she still needs that. Yeah. No, that's a good reason. I buy it.
Well, Jill47 puts in $2 and says Georgiou promoted herself to Admiral's uniform.
Yeah, I had to hear some people say that previously. That, yeah, she's wearing Admiral stripes now. They're so stand outy. It's kind of hard to notice. But yeah, she's wearing Emeralds. Yeah.
But then we get Burnham again with this girl, and she's got a different hairstyle again, like the done up after a year with the makeup hairstyle. And yeah, I don't understand what the hell's going on. They're really jumping all over the place in this trailer.
And two comments before I jump onto that. Devro77X and well done. Thanks for coming back, Devro. You're always here. She might be the most senior officer in Starfleet. Possibly, yeah. It doesn't exist anymore much. Technically.
Yeah, even though she wasn't. Well, yeah.
Okay. In the dark, everyone's dead, sort of thing. And Bartholomew Mac. I think I got enough.
I just say Bartholomew. That's all I say.
Georgiou is a mass murderer. She tortured and eaten and ate sentient beings. What the heck? If she can be redeemed, team her up with Hitler, send them on fun adventures, and they'll find teddy bears. Yeah,
sounds like a fun show. I'd watch that. The fun adventures of Georgiou and Hitler.
Yeah, they clearly regret making her the Terran Empress, and obviously you can see the lack of any sort of designed arc. How every season's radically different. It's like we're not gonna use Spock. Shit, we have to use Prime. Oh, we can't say in the present, future. And none of that even connects to its previous self.
Yeah.
3 completely disconnected seasons. But hey, chapters in a book. At least they're tonally interestingly different. But yeah, this is definitely future her or present her. I'm assuming maybe this one of the fact that this woman is in the Trill pit. I'm assuming she's like a sympathizer with the rebellion. She's she's obviously much younger than you would associate being an evil, bad people, terrorist thing. So she's like, oh, I don't believe in this cause anymore. And then she still believes in the original Federation ideals from hundreds of years ago. And Burnham's like, no, we are that. Even though I started a criminal war that killed thousands and don't listen to who I am. I got redacted. It's fine.
Well, the other girl's very light skin is interesting. Maybe she's an android, or maybe she's another species that can link with a Trill or something. I mean, there's got to be something because she does look very, very pale.
And also,
all the time.
She's got a somewhat androgynous vibe as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is, I mean, they cast for a reason. There's a look they're going for there. So, yeah.
Well, Martin Mercer though puts in £20 with no comment.
Wow. Hell. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Comment would be great.
Martin, be part of the conversation. Say something. We would. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $1.99 and says, "Shoot, I missed 125. Here you go again. Or here you go again at 150. Hashtag make me pay." So 250 of you here. Should be super easy to get to 150 likes.
I want to see 200 likes, Stu. I think that's reasonable.
I don't think they can do it.
Oh, they're not good enough?
Most of them, they should probably do it now. They should hit that like button now, because if they haven't super chatted, I'm coming for your fingers, starting with the pinkies. So use your fingers now to click those like buttons, and then I might, when I show up, you'll be like, "But I clicked the like button." I'll be like, "All right, fine."
He will have his vengeance if you do not click the like button. And Dale is popping off. Thank you, Dale.
Thanks, Dale.
And Martin did have a comment after that, so please do read out Martin's.
Oh, where is it?
Just under Fleet Paw.
I got to scroll back up.
Yes. Not that far.
Why can't I see it? I can't see it.
Okay. Martin. Okay, good.
Was she in a pub? In a photo you showed before knocking back on the tequilas. Haha. That one?
Nope.
Okay, well then you read it then.
Okay. Martin Mercer, £10. Thank you. I think Discovery will be in the future for this new season and will find their way back to the 23rd century. Yeah. Although someone pointed out they said they would not do that.
Idic Warrior says she is the new non-binary character that was cast for season for this season. Saw a story about casting months ago. Okay, cool.
I think I heard that too, which would make sense. Has that vibe?
Yeah. But moving on, we got a shot of the ship being hit, because why not?
Blowy uppy.
We got Giorgio kicking somebody's butt.
That I bet is gonna be a Klingon.
And she's not wearing a Starfleet uniform there.
Yeah.
Jill 47 puts in $2 and says we haven't seen Tig Notaro. No, we haven't. Where is Jet?
That's
I want her
good.
back. I like her character.
Well, especially since we know that Stamets is not actually an actual engineer. He's a botanist. He doesn't have engineering skills. And who's to say Chief Engineer actually stayed around, for the future thing. Although she's not got an IMDb credit for Discovery season 2. She's just in season 1 according to this. But I don't know if they said she's staying on. I don't know why she would stay on the ship. Really, she hasn't got enough connection to them in a few months. But yeah, she certainly was fun. And definitely would be a fun chief engineer. I mean, if they were going to go for a sort of ensemble cast feel, give the crew a really big sense of community, then you should build engineering. Like the spore drive should be offline. Convert that set to engineering. have Tignotaro's chief engineer, and then Stamets helping her out because he sees like time differently. That could be useful. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a really good shout, but maybe not.
Yeah, I just miss her. I thought she was a great character. So
Yeah, it's amazing how quick you can make an interesting character. And you see Discovery, and again, look at the heavy focal length. So the nacelles, while still looking a little bit long, it doesn't feel wrong. You know what I mean?
No.
It's an absolutely nice shot of Discovery.
it looks great. It looks great, and it's well lit, and it's probably a flyby. It's great. They're
Nice.
actually doing things that they weren't doing before.
I think it's them warping out. I think I've just do the warp out still.
Okay.
I think we all still wish the Bassards are red because it all being blue, the color palette. Because the color palette for the ship is only copper and blue. You know what I mean? It's very two tone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks good. Better than the Picard space CGI looked.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it. I'll say it.
Oh.
Both shots better, my opinion.
And we get the last shot, and that's Burnham with the old hairstyle, which confuses the hell out of me. It's like this must happen right after she runs into Book. Her and Book find this place.
Yep.
So she still hasn't done the year thing.
Yep. Yep.
But anyway, she's shaking hands with this guy in front of the new UFP flag.
Yep. Saying he's the only hope. You're my best hope. And I'm assuming, because she's in a completely different wardrobe, that this is after they go back to Book's encampment or something, and she gets to trade for some clothes or give him some clothes, and then they go on this little mission to find this place. But I do love this still.
Actually, when they walked in earlier, she was in the Starfleet uniform with the brown coat over her. So she might have got these clothes here in this facility.
Was she?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Although, is she in different...
Or does she have a different hairstyle?
No, but she's like she looks to be in a waistcoat when she walks in. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate different lighting. But I really like this imagery. Just this shot says something to me. It's nice. It's not. It feels more Star Trek to me than most other stills. I just wish they were in like imagine if she was in TOS uniform in this one image. How much more pop that would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
If they'd had the TOSs there, or even Discovery TOSs there, whatever. Although I will say, I saw the trailer for the next TOS one, and again, the next Discovery short, which is actually just a short trek, it's not Discovery short, 'cause it's not Discovery, it's other ship. It's actually Enterprise short, really. I still love seeing all the uniforms without the crap collar, only the captain has that. So much crisper. It's really refreshing.
Yeah.
And then, bump.
Well,
oh, yeah.
I was going to say, in this scene, she looks like she's going camping. Just put on like a long shirt and a vest.
Where are her marshmallows? Which actually sounds dirty if it's for a girl, but it's a Spock reference. Benjamin says, that isn't transporter and redress, is it?
Could be.
I mean, actually...
It's the right size. It's huge.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the top thing would make sense. Yeah, it probably is. Just a very clever redress. Just paint it all silver. Add walls.
Better than the one from when they.
Let's not. Let's not.
I'm trying to remember the name of them. The back.
It's
Battle.
Oh, it's season 2, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think you're right. I think that's actually a really good shout. Would make a lot of sense. And then it ends with a rather pretty Discovery season 3, with the. It's amazing that the split in the Delta has never meant anything. Like, why would you give us a split Delta?
Because it's not the Enterprise Delta, and they all supposed to have different deltas. That's what I thought originally.
But you know what I mean? It's like that's their Delta, but there's no rationale for it. It doesn't mean anything. You know, it's a byproduct of whatever thingy's story was, but just because not even Burnham's. Because the So I sorry wait for the live to catch up, but Burnham's undersuit Delta, isn't that just the Enterprise one? Because they have like silver badges. Or do the Discovery uniforms have this? It's a badge I can't even remember what the Discovery uniform badges look like. Are they just silver badges as well?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, lovely little nebula end. Although, like I say, split Delta still confuses me.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. What did I say?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I said an hour 30, and it's an hour 29:31.
And we did vamp for 10ish minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $1.99. I thought you were leaving. Oh, it's Dale that was leaving. I think Dale and Sweet Paw Swiftback are the same person. Anyway, we had 150. Awesome work, folks, as promised. There you go.
Thank you.
But come on, 240. When you hear we can hit 200 likes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not difficult. Anyway. Discovery were told, and they had black too, didn't they? Discovery were... What?
Don't know what it means.
The Enterprise ones are more distinctly Delta. They got sharper points.
Yeah.
And they got a beveled edge. The Discovery ones are kind of inset with a raised edge, and they're more rounded as a Delta. I know that for a fact, 'cause I got one of the Enterprise ones from Discovery in here from Wonderfest that I completely forgot about, but it's in a box I need to go through. So there you go.
So yeah, final thoughts on this trailer, Stuart. I definitely think we've worked out things that we didn't know going in. Unlike Picard, we actually really dissected this one. What do you think now that you've actually gone through it? And do you have a difference of opinion, having really gone through it?
Not enough Tilly. It's one of the only reasons I'm out. I'm just kidding. No, I'm still not super pumped for season 3 Discovery. Of course, I'm curious as to what's going to happen. I'm invested in the characters, some of them. Like Stamets, didn't even see him in this trailer.
Yeah, he's in engineering.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did with
Being
Tilly.
With Tilly, is that?
Two of my favorite characters. There you go.
And I think we both like the actor quite a bit of.
Oh, Anthony Rapp's awesome.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, but I'm not super excited for it, honestly. That's all I have to say about the trailer. I mean, it's cool seeing a Cardassian and some Andorians and a Morn, whatever the hell he was, species-wise. But I think you're right. There's some clever editing there to make them look like the bad guys, but they're going to be actually, I think, the people helping them, like the true leftovers or remnants of Starfleet.
Yep.
As a rebel faction there. So I think there's some deception going on in the trailer to make us think other things. But
and to jump back to it for a second, now that you're saying that, because I just thought to myself, you know how in the Picard first trailer they use the Discovery sound effect and beam for people, which is not appropriate at all, and clearly it's going to have to be redone because that's not, you can't use that. These things change through time. And there's a sequence where these potentially rebel people beam in, shoot, and then we cut to Burnham being shot at.
Yeah.
Well, the ground doesn't. I mean, the time of day is definitely different. One is very, very cloudy. One is blue, and if they're trying to tell us these people are bad, that's the best way of doing it. But they're being beamed down with what looks to be a Discovery beam. So that doesn't. There's no way they're using Discovery beam technology in this part of the future. That's absurd to the nth degree. If they do, another massive black mark on Discovery, to which they have many. But if this is them having, midway through the season or whatever, being friends, beaming down to help them in a similar situation, that is, there you go. Another clever editing trick that, which I think really connects well.
Well, it's pretty clearly not even the same planet. It's like one's really overcast and black sand and flat. I think you just go to the other angle and it's like blue skies, hilly, rolly mountain sides with like grass. It's like,
but it's a red weapon that fires a red beam.
Yes, and nothing ever fires red beams, and the only people that fire red beams are evil.
Yeah. I'm guessing maybe that this sequence where they're both gunning at each other is actually, maybe this building is the one with the Starfleet room in, and this is part of the mission, and this is like they've they detected people entering the old base that they whatever, and they warn them, say, who are you guys? And I'm Burnham of Discovery from the past, and they're like, we don't believe you. And Book's like, oh,
we've never heard of the Discovery, because they wouldn't have, because nobody would talk about it or put it in the record banks. And we're like, you haven't heard of us? What happened?
This is true. They have got retconned out of their own timeline, which is true. And Book, he's maybe some weird side character, as in a third faction in a sense. And so they tried, but she's like, wait, you're who? And he's like, what? and then they do them both to try and capture them. Actually fits really, really well. And it's a stun weapon, not a gun weapon, not a kill. So that actually, yeah, there we go.
That rhymes.
Yeah.
It's a stun weapon, not a gun weapon.
Gosh,
Boom,
we
boom, boom.
really are doing well, aren't we, Stuart?
Mm-hmm.
And none of it's right.
Mm-mm.
Oh. But I think that makes sense though. Have the less formal looking people be the rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah, fits well. What do you guys think? I mean, we really put our thing out there, but what do you guys think?
Put our thing out there.
I wonder if you're gonna call me out on that.
I know. As soon as you said it, I kind of I heard this pause on your end, like, oh shit. Just continue like nothing happened.
But he had to anyway.
Yeah, and Berman does look good. Burnham.
Oh,
Berman.
and last thing about Burnham specifically, that the year transition. I said this in our other review, Stuart, so sorry you have to listen to me again. But I think the fact that we're giving her a year allows them to soft reboot the character. She's not a very good character in any of the boxes, and you can easily justify why. Not she's bad, just she's not a good character. But if you give her a year reset button, especially after she just had closure with her own family, like she's gonna be a radically different person. And give her a year because Sonique was lovely. I met her once. She was glowing. She filled up the room. You can see why the cast love her, and yet when watching the show, you're like, oh, and yet everyone loves her, and you wonder why, because she's not the character. She's actually not at all the character.
And Denise Crosby even said she was in Toronto, visited the Discovery sets, and had dinner with Sneak when she went on about how great she was as well.
Yeah,
so.
Doesn't come across on the show, which is acting. I mean, that's the point. You know, that's what acting is. But hopefully, give her the year, give her time to be someone else, and the actress can actually do something with the part, something good with the part.
Yeah.
I see a lot of potential for that. Honestly, I think that could be the best thing for the show. Give them a strong lead with a strong character will make a lot of difference.
Yeah. Well, Eugene puts in 250 rubles.
Thank you.
He says, "Who are you? We're from Starship Discovery. Set phasers to kill." Jill 47 puts in $2. Without Tyler Vaughn, my ratings will all be lower now.
Oh.
Hopefully, Jill, you saw our interview with him that we released. Because he is an amazing guy. You should meet him in person someday if you're able to, Jill.
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed.
Yeah. And we'll see him again in October, which is this month, so soon.
Yeah, we've seen him in like 2 weeks, man.
Oh god, that's coming up soon.
2.5 weeks.
Oi. Time passes, man. Time passes.
I think that's too much Samuel for me in a year.
Well, in 2 years, actually. Thank you.
I know, but all the trips we've done this year, it's been all in 1 year. Last year we took a year off.
Yep.
So.
And I wanna fly you in next year, just to a flat, just to film with me for a week.
Sounds dirty.
Because what's nice is that if you book a flight like 6 months in advance, it can't be that much from you to me.
It's way cheaper. Way cheaper.
Yeah.
When we first started looking at flights for this, it was way cheaper, and then
Half.
it just went up. And after we bought the tickets, literally like an hour later, it went up again.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, son. Don't wait till the last minute.
But we weren't sure who was going to do where what, so it was fair enough. And I did the same thing when I wasn't quite sure which days and whatnot. But I'd love to get you out here for a bit of time. Would be fun. And if we can book it enough in advance, then we can just do a week of bonus lives saying, hey guys, we need to raise $500 in this week. Can you help? And then say, well, there we go. We did, a chunk of that. Rather than doing Indiegogos and such, we can kind of have a separate drive to get Stuart to the UK, because I really like having him around. And this office is rather small. My box is as big as it can be. But in the new place, I can have an appropriate set for us both, which I'm quite excited for. Space to grow, as it were.
Oh, you're supposed to set a timer for a final super chat, Samuel. That's what Bill says.
What, sorry?
You're supposed to set a timer for a final super chat.
No. That's fine.
He wasn't going to make it a thing.
Lizzie Smith is Kilish. And Deborah wants me to clarify that a flat means a house. It means a apartment.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Cool. So yeah, who wants to be final super chat? And we'll
set a timer.
No, not set a timer. Next person with super chat wins, and then we'll leave. So yay. But yeah, Great seeing you all. Tomorrow we're going to do a live on the short trek, which I'm very excited to watch, actually, because I really like Ethan Peck. Far more from meeting him. Everyone should meet him. He was beat my expectations, which is often hard to do. And Thursday, it's our drunk live stream, celebrating our 5th anniversary. So come along to that. We'll let you know times we know. We haven't even talked about it yet. We'll have some bevs, and you can help us celebrate the anniversary. And I guess on Friday we'll do the short trek number 2 review live stream. Hey, more Treks, Joe. We get to watch actual Trek episodes this week. That's cool.
It is cool. It is.
And Archer. We get to see Archer. Archer's in it. That's exciting. Archer Bob.
All right, cool. No more super chats. Let's see.
But we managed to keep over 200 people for most of it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's great.
Christopher says, thanks for the live. Appreciate it. Good
DGR Blue Force says Bridge Crew with an exclamation point. Are you asking if I'm going to be playing Bridge Crew later today? I mean, I might. It's been a few days. And if you're off work, DGR Blue, I would like to have you join. So let me know if you're off, and that'll determine whether I'm doing a live tonight, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, my helmsman is Plaidman. He's awesome at the helm. DGR Blue, he's great at operations.
Yeah, so you got your own crew, have you?
Or tactical, depending on the ship. Yeah.
Oh.
And usually I switch between captain and one other station. Because sometimes we have Scottish Trekkie, sometimes we have someone else come in. But I kind of like switching up stations so that people have more variety of what to look at.
Yeah, which is fair. No, sounds good. But I think, oh, well, there you go. Fleetport Swiftback, $1.99. Final, I win. It's true. But I do want to say I like this trailer. I think it's a good trailer. It gives me hope. It's a little bit bland, but there is nuggets of good. But they haven't filmed much of the season yet, and they haven't got most of the CGI done. And whereas Picard trailer 1 had more visually bright stuff, this is visually dark stuff. So it's a similar trailer in what they can and can't show. It's just the color palette and style is darker and more dramatic. So I think that's the difference. But I think it's a good trailer overall, just a bit bland.
Yeah. I kind of got the same feel. It's just a bland trailer for me. DGR Blue says he's off till Thursday. So there you go. Chances just went up. That'll be a pretty night.
All right. Well done, Fleetport. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And you'll see us both during the day for 2 more full videos. Joy to the world. Trekyards is here. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
I was going to add to that, but I'm not going to. It's perfect. Go.
Bye, guys.
Bye.